allegiance and then the approval of the meeting minutes. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Council, you have the January 24th, 2023 regular meeting minutes to approve. Any corrections, any additions, deletions?
Mr. Duke, did you find any corrections?
No.
Okay. Well, I did. Okay. On the second page, your first name has been changed to Richard. And on the third page, it has also been changed to Richard.
Oh.
But consequently, after that, you went back to Rob. If we could make those two changes.
I'm the happy answer, yeah. Well, don't be Richard. No.
Okay.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes with the corrections.
With the amendments, I second the motion.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to approve the January 24th, 2023 regular meeting minutes with corrections. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Council, I would like to add to the agenda under new business C, there's a spot for it, I guess, and it's the 5th Street Rehabilitation Project closeout. And that came in earlier today. So it's 5th Street Rehabilitation Project closeout. And I believe that your paperwork is included in your packet. So any objections to adding that?
Again, why wasn't this put on the agenda, Paula?
The agendas are out Friday, and the new information came in today.
It's a Word document, so why can't you update it today? You don't post them until Monday night.
Excuse me. As per RCW 42.30.050, there are to be no interruptions.
Well, that's a violation of the Open Public Meeting Act, not
No,
giving
it is
this
not.
to people in a
is in
timely
it.
manner.
It is in the act, and interruptions are to the point to where you will be requested to leave the meeting. This is your first and only warning. Okay. You had your time. This is it.
Council, unfinished business. Item A is Chris Olson property. Chris, do you have any information to give further to the council?
I'm still in the meeting to know what you guys have decided that you would do, because the assessor's office can't do anything without, I mean, they assume that all property is buildable unless otherwise stated, is what they told me. And then Andy LaFay says the same thing, but he assumes that it's buildable unless the town of Lynn says otherwise. So I am still waiting to find out which direction the town of Lynn is saying that they would be willing to let happen. And then the city street, I'm sure will never be put in, but if you want to put it in, then you sure could. Otherwise, I mean, Henry was requesting me to mow it last year, and I know that those letters are probably getting ready to be printed off pretty soon, so that's the reason why I'm asking now what's going to be going on.
Okay, first of all, I believe that, we're not in a position to, purchase the 2 lots on the floodplain. Number one, we don't have the money. Number two, the town will maintain the, street. We're not going to abandon it. So, does anybody else have anything they wish they had to vote?
No, yes, no.
I think those are the 2 major questions that you had, Chris.
So you're gonna set, so you will be maintaining what your street is what you just stated?
We will endeavor to do that, okay? But, as far as purchasing the, 2 lots in the floodplain, I think it would be,
I wasn't asking you to buy them. I
no,
was asking you
well,
to
that was
let
the
me-
impression that I got, that's fine. All that
I
aside,
mean, if you want to, I'll take them off.
so, as someone stated at the last meeting, that, if you intend to build, you need to check with the Department of Ecology, and because they have certain restrictions and, rules that you have to follow if you wish to build on the floodplain.
And all of those come back to you first. You file.
If we were
Mike's
buying,
not here.
I'd
So
say
Mike's
I'm
not
not
here,
interested in
so
buying it.
all of you 4 plus Mike is who gets to make that decision first before anything else, as far as I've been told by Andy with Adams County, Curtis with the assessor's office.
I'd like to add in there, if you are gonna maintain that road, because it has been unmaintained for many multiple years, are you gonna come in with your own personal surveyor or city surveyor and survey it so you know where your lines and boundaries are? So it's not interfering with our 2 lots? I mean, you're asking us to survey it if we're gonna go build or do anything with that property. You guys need to be held accountable for the same thing too.
The street to the south of me is only 26 feet of the 75 feet that it's supposed to be. So if the city's gonna maintain that street, my neighbor to the south of me has taken 45 feet of that street already.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
On both sides.
The street is supposed to be 75 feet wide.
Well, I would be happy to remove my bushes and do everything if you will clean up everything you've dumped over there.
If you're gonna tear down the shed and the fence and the bushes that are on the city street, then I will mow my 2 lots on each
No,
side.
I
of it.
want the dirt and the asphalt and the cement and everything that's been dumped over there. When Larry Cook was in office, it became a private dump ground over there.
Yes, and I've also helped the town of Lynn on a multiple of occasions, letting stuff be put there until you decided that you didn't want anything else.
And I'll add to that, and that's because you guys are passing permits without having any recourse of when these construction companies come in, they have nowhere to dump their material, and when they do, it becomes a catastrophe for the whole town, like the dump out there. So, I mean, our kind of cars allow them to go and dump just bedrock or dirt.
As far as your burnable dump out there, that also needs to be addressed, because when you don't burn that or get everything burned and you have a washout, you're pushing that material into a waterway. Same as you're telling me I'm not allowed to do. And when it flows downstream, it took out my fence. So,
No,
It didn't take out your fence,
no, it stopped at my fence.
well, but that tree was not in the dump. I think that tree that,
If you walk up the waterway, you can see where you pushed into the waterway, the brush. on your-
but I don't think that tree that you're talking about was in the dump. I think it was left off to the side, and then unfortunately it was
Yeah, well, with the amount of water that came through.
because people were driving up over through the fence, over the trail, and then just dumping their stuff. So
Yeah.
it,
Well, when you go up there, you can walk up
We
the
did.
waterway and you can see that you've pushed it up into the waterway.
okay, but Myra and I did. So
Okay.
can I read something to you that I found?
Okay.
And it's beneficial for you, okay? Town of Lynn, Washington, resolution number 96-4. A resolution of the Town of Lynn restricting new hookups within the 100-year floodplain. Whereas the Town of Lynn has a service area which includes land parcels that are within the 100-year floodplain, as determined by FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, and a flood insurance rate map, which I'm surprised that the assessor's office or treasurer's office didn't go by it. Revised to September 30th, 1992, has been developed, delineating the present boundary, and whereas the town council of the Town of Lynn has requested financing through, and I'm assuming that this is FHA, but it's got FMHA, RECD, for a water and sewer improvement project. And this project is partially placed within the 100-year floodplain. And whereas approval for such financing for the town requires the recipient to pass a resolution to restrict new hookups within the 100-year floodplain. Now therefore be it resolved that tap-in restrictions for new hookups, which would result in new construction within the 100-year floodplain, as now in effect or hereafter amended, are prohibited. And it is further resolved that administration of this policy shall provide for an application to FMHA or such other appropriate governmental body on a case-by-case basis for exclusion to such requirements, passed by the Town Council of Town of Lynn, Washington, at a regular meeting, 14th day of May, 1996. So this answers that you would not be able to build, there would be no possible way for sewer and water hookup on those lots that you have because you are in the floodplain, right?
Just
Correct.
give me that letter.
I know, I just found it.
I'm not, all I need is that letter.
Yeah,
No, I need it, I need you, I need the Town of Lynn in order to write that letter.
okay, that right there is the beginning, okay?
Well, let Barb have this and so that she
We
can.
got,
Okay.
But
But
that's-
this is what I need, this is all I was asking for,
I know,
that I needed in order to,
but through searching for something else,
now with
for
this
fund,
though.
let me finish, searching for something else for funding for the process of, the projects that are going ahead of us here, the water projects, we came across that.
So then with this being said though, Because the waterway that you contradicted yourself on this, because where Larry let Kim put her house is also on the floodplain.
I don't know, I would have to check that out, and I would
So
assume
you
that that would have
contradicted
been,
on this.
well, I would assume that that would have already been checked out. But that right there helps you out with that, resolution. And if you want to have the council do whatever
Well,
extra letter,
If the council has to state, because what the assessor's office and Adams County both said is that without something in black and white from Townland saying that it can't be built on, then they get to keep my taxes higher.
okay.
So
but
all I
would
have to
that
do is have-
suffice? Wouldn't that suffice? Would that,
Probably write a letter, our
That's not
records
all
show.
of it.
right? Okay, Chris, do you want to listen here? She's got a point.
I just said that we could probably write a letter and attach that and say, this is what we have found.
If that's what you,
That should show it's not buildable.
right. And also remember, that was in 96, and we are upgrading, updating, the maps as we speak. So, when did you buy your lots?
Then,
In 96?
90, yeah, right in there,
Okay,
right in there when,
95, 96, 97, 98?
yeah.
Okay, that should have,
But maybe just a cover letter to,
yeah. Okay, so council, you do have a copy of what I read
yes.
Right.
in there, for you, so. So we're still helping each other research, Christopher?
They're just getting close to where they're gonna send out another $600 bill.
Okay, but,
And so that's why I've been asking is,
but we're okay, we're,
I will let you know that this is what I got from you, that I will get another letter.
okay.
May I ask a question? My hand's been up a while.
Council, there's a question on the floor.
All right. Yes.
So I don't, Mr. Dworshak, this is to you and maybe to everybody, but did you understand that the piece of street that Chris is talking about is in the field?
Yes.
Did you understand that?
Yes.
Because the town has abandoned their streets that are in fields on several different occasions, and Pam Martell's street has been abandoned and given to her. So it's not an unusual thing to abandon a street. You'll never put a street in there because it would run into the coulee.
Right.
So it's not unusual to abandon a street. So Chris probably doesn't need that done now, but next time someone asks you guys, there's no reason to keep it if somebody could build something on, you know, there's no reason to not allow it because it's been done in the past. That's all I wanted to clarify. Chris probably doesn't need it, but
Well,
We will pay taxes on it.
pardon me?
We will pay taxes on it.
It's
If it is,
more
yes.
ground for you. That would be
It's
more ground.
taxable land then.
You just said you're not abandoning it.
No, we're not.
No, I'm saying they
She
could
said-
have
Oh, yeah.
if they wished.
If they
Mr.
did,
Dworshak,
then the two
I was
pieces
just
would be one
making
property.
sure that they understood
That's
that it
true,
was
and your
something
taxes,
possible.
you would pay taxes on that additional portion.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so we're okay just for, needing just one more piece of information, letter too. Okay, okay, we can do that with, council's approval to follow up with this resolution. And on your side, Christopher, I don't understand why, if they've got a flood map in front of them, why they can't, I just don't understand. Okay.
Because the town of Lynn dictates their own approval for permits.
That's what was said.
You guys get
That
to
was
make
said?
the decision first.
Okay,
And then, after you make your decision, then,
but it's in the floodplain, we're not gonna do that.
well, any lot in Lynn, you get to make the first decision on, is what is stated.
They said that.
That's
Okay.
what it says in the paperwork. But
Can
the
you,
town of Lynn gets to say yes or no first.
is that from the
before-
county?
Yeah,
Can we get a copy of that so that we
I
can?
will ask Andy to send it.
Okay.
He said that it's in what you adopted as far as.
Zoning?
As far as zoning and everything, that you
Okay.
get the first say so whether or not
Okay.
anything happens.
Okay, good to know. Back to the agenda. Item B, evacuation planning map. Council. And I will let Myra,
We have reduced it and put the city on one side and the country roads on the back with a description of how to get where once you get out there in the country. So it's been updated and ready to go if it's approved.
I make a motion that we approve the evacuation map as it is in our hand.
I second it.
okay, moved and seconded to approve the evacuation planning map and to be copied and distributed as see fit.
And I believe it will be mailed out with your water bills so we can conserve money on mailings.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
In addition to that, if we could contact the Chamber of Commerce and ask them how many copies they will need for their welcome format. So I think it would be great to put in the packet as well. That way, at least there will be two sources of the maps distribution.
Okay.
At least.
All right, item C, the COVID resolution 23-02, it's yellow. And this was discussed previously. Resolution 23-02, resolution of the Town Council of Lynn, Washington, repealing resolutions 20-01 and 20-02, and any others related to the COVID-19 proclamation of emergency and temporary procedures. And what that does is closes the book.
Make a motion, we approve.
I second it.
Okay. Oh, Laura's gonna do it. Okay. And Laura third. Moved and seconded and third, to approve resolution 23-02. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. All right, council. It's a pink half sheet, and then this, the full sheet, white sheet, came in this morning. So that's why, the white sheet is not typed into the half sheet of pink. That's what she's got in packet. You got it, Laura? Yep. All right, the pink sheet has the two. You got it?
I don't. Which one do you need? Pink. How do we, off of Laura's?
Okay.
I just had that one half. Thank you.
One quote
Thank you.
is from Joe's Tree Service. You can read there. second is JR's Lawn Care LLC. And that quote there. The white sheet is from Spencer and Sons. And like I said, it just came in this morning. Do you have that? It was right with the white sheet, pink sheet.
Okay, it's brought to my attention this morning, as a matter of fact, that tree removal is a special thing that you have to have a license, particularly for removing trees. Why, I don't know, but it is. And Mr. Spencer and Sons, I don't, well, he does have a license, but I wonder if it covers that specifically.
Read at the very top. I tried to copy his card.
Right,
Okay, the front side and the back side is the top part of it.
right, I see that, he does have a license, but what I'm saying is there is a specific license in regard to taking trees down. I don't know, I just know that it is such. So, it might, Joe's Tree Service is licensed and bonded, as is JR's Lawn Care.
I mean, couldn't we, maybe give Spencer a chance to produce, to say that he's bond? Because, you know, he's got.
Right, I understand, and I appreciate his bid. Before we make a decision, I would suggest that we do that. Ask him if he has received the permit required to cut down trees. That's all I'm saying. And then, which I guess is tabling this until we get that information from him.
That's why I gave it to you. So that's a table.
Please. Anybody else agree, or?
Yes.
Okay, will do. All right, new business, item A, mosquito control board member. Currently, I hold that position. It's one meeting every 3 months, usually in Othello, pertaining to mosquitoes.
No.
Well, that's the reason why there's a board. So if ever, there are mosquitoes or a sighting of them or a listening of mosquitoes, you're supposed to contact the mosquito control board, and then we take care of it. So any objections, or someone wants to do that, Lynn's representation, or do you want me to just keep it?
Do you want to stay on?
Yeah, it's fine. It's, like I said, 4 meetings a year. So. Non-paid.
No objections.
Okay.
Robert, you're not volunteering?
I've seen them down the sewer plant, man, they're like clouds. They did a good job at it.
Okay, yeah, it's fine with me as well.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second.
Okay, moved and seconded to retain Paula Bell for Lynn's representation for a representative for the mosquito control board. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed, motion carries. All right, next, the application for permit large, small domestic animals. You should have that in your packet. It's for chickens.
I make a motion to accept the application for 4 little red hens.
I I do have a question. Did we not approve a permit for the very same chickens?
Not this
Never
year,
been?
not this year. We did last year. We did in
This is
22.
for this year? Okay, and so I presume that every year it needs to be a new permit? Okay. Sorry about that. I second the motion.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the large, small domestic animals application for permit. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. All right, council, this is what just came in, and it says the Century West letter, I believe.
Dated February 14th, today.
February 14th, 2023, yes. Fifth Street project is ready for council's acceptance. The final acceptance letter and the notice of completion. So those two things you have. You have those?
Oh, I know that.
They were in your packet that I said.
That's because I got two packets, that's why.
That's why you had two packets.
Because it just,
They blew legs and ran off, that's what's happening.
you want to use mine?
I don't have a copy.
Use mine. Okay, you're gonna have to read it now. So, what needs to happen is, a motion by the council to accept this project. It can happen tonight, or we can, table it until the next meeting. You can see the, notice of completion is, I believe, the second page that's double-sided. Yeah, that one, Myra. And I'm sorry that it just got dumped on me, but you got it now.
The final paragraph states the town cannot release the contractor from the retainage bond at this time, as there are still several administrative items that must be received. Among these items are releases from the Department of Labor and Industries, Employment Security, and the Department of Revenue. So, were we to accept this completion report?
Yes, you have to approve it, and then we send it to those 3 addresses that's on the bottom.
Okay,
And then it turns around and comes to be totally closed out.
okay. Okay, so my question is, if we are to make a motion to accept this completion, the final acceptance, then that last paragraph that I read is still retainable, right? With that in mind, I make a motion that we accept the final acceptance of the Fifth Street Rehabilitation Project, North E Street to North S Street.
I second it.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the Fifth Street, how do you say it? Okay, project Northeast Street to North S Street, final acceptance. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so with that being, we will send to the Department of Revenue, Public Works, the Labor and Industries contract releasing and the Employment Security Department registration for the completion. And we'll let you know when it comes back around. Okay. All right, mayor's report for February 14th. Zoom meeting yesterday, which is first of many. I had with Department of Ecology for NFIP. That's the National Flood Insurance Program. And it was to review the flood damage prevention regulations nationally, statewide, and local. Okay. So council, what came out of this first Zoom meeting was that the town of Lynn is needing our flood control program to be updated with Adams County and the state. And it has to be done by August of 2023. So the Department of Ecology, the NFIP, and I'm sorry, I forgot the girl's name, Megan Hayes. She and I, as well as anyone else that wants to help, can join in. So the offer is on the table if you want to assist in the updating of the flood control program for town of Lynn, Adams County, Washington State, all that. So if you're interested, let Barbara know, please. Okay. The next meeting is in a month. And since she's in Spokane, it'll be Zoom again, I bet. So, but if you're interested, we'll keep everybody in notice of the meeting time. Well 7 has been offline since October 2022. Since then, town has been totally supplied from well 8. Century West is seeking emergency funding for upgrading or a new well for from all available agencies. And we haven't heard anything as of yet. Some of the opening periods for applications are going to be coming up in March. So we've got the feelers out. Okay, at each table, there's handouts that were given to the town of Land and the bulletin board, post office. And what that is handouts of the American Indian Community Center. And they're partnering, thank you, geez, with Washington State Department of Revenue. So what it is offering of a new tax credit for workers, if eligible. And there is a phone number that's on the flyers there if you're interested. And if you don't have a chance to look at the flyer, well then there's one posted on the window at Town Hall. Other than that, go back to the agenda with the Finance Committee.
Find anything.
No, I didn't.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the warrant check register dated 1/24/2023 to 2/13/2023 in the amount of $194,873.08.
I second the motion.
It's moved and seconded to approve the warrant check register January 24th to February 13th of 2023. The dollar amount $194,873.08. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, also, I make a motion to pay the outstanding invoices.
And I need to interrupt and add, I believe I told you I was going to interrupt to add the Visa charge of $816.50 to bring the total of to $40,901.63, which does not change the dates.
Again, the outstanding invoices dated from 1/20/2023 to 2/8/2023 in the amount of $40,901.63.
I second.
Moved and seconded to approve the outstanding invoices from January 20th to February 8th of 2023 in the dollar amount of $40,901.63. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, a little note on your pending invoice sheet. You will notice the Pacific Power Group did the annual maintenance of well 8 generator and the wastewater treatment plant generator. So that's good for another year. So they did all their little maintenance operations on that. Okay, lost my train of thought again. Mr. Do you have anything for the good of the order?
No, not tonight, thank you.
Okay, Myra?
No.
Laura? No. Georgia? No.
Yes, I have a few items. Number one, we have been meeting here for I don't know how long, and I came up with the idea to help defray the cost of this building, and if everyone that attends, if you would like to donate $2, I think that would go short ways towards defraying the cost. This building does not run without dollars. So.
And the church provides the building for free, so you're paying for all this electricity and stuff.
At any rate, there's a basket right here. A couple of us have contributed, and those that wish to do so. Then we'll turn it over to Bev Lomax. Okay. Council, I'd like to put before you a submission. According to RCW 42.30.240, that we institute a written testimony that if anyone has any proposals, concerns, or decisions, they can submit them in writing to the town hall, and then they'll be passed to all the council members, and we will discuss it. Obviously, if we get a letter submitted tonight for this meeting, we won't be able to do anything with it. So the office is open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, except for holidays. And so if we're all in agreement on that,
I have,
institute that.
Okay, we do have one person that wants to speak tonight.
my hand is raised on his subject though.
Okay. Or we can deal with it at the next meeting. Also, Mandy asked the question at the last council meeting. What are the rules and protocols for the Lynn Council council members. And, I don't know that you've had a chance to view your copy of it. But there are sanctions to the town council for different things. And sanctions are given only when there is an ongoing problem, possible steps of action, a serious conversation with the person that is causing the problem. B, encouraging that person to change their behavior without formal action by the governing body. If no solution has occurred, sanctions will start and be documented. They are a verbal admonishment, a letter of reprimand, a formal motion of censure, and removal from the committee. So, and that's all that I have. All of these notations are in your rules and protocol for Lynn council members. So you might want to take a look at it. And that's all that I have.
Okay. To clarify, you're proposing to the council the meeting or the public comment section to be in
written form and submitted to the town office prior to the meeting, so that the entire council and the mayor receive a copy of it, so that we can act on it.
Good idea.
Okay, so that it doesn't violate anything.
No, that is part of RCW 42.30.240. So it's in accordance with that revised code of Washington.
Okay, so is that like a formal or?
I need to say something before you do that, please. My hand's been up for a while again.
What do you guys think? You want to move on to it till the next meeting, or do you want to vote on it tonight?
I'm happy tonight, Jamie.
I need to give you information before you do that, please. My hand is still up.
Well, we can do it after your comments. Is everybody in agreement on changing to be within the code?
Yes.
I'll yield the floor until the other comments are made.
Right, Denise, you have your hand up.
So HB 1329, you guys need to read that before you do that. HB 1329. You need to read that before you do that. And I think the MRSC handbook has some things in it. And secondly, the comment period is for people to comment on the agenda as well. And you can't comment on the agenda before you guys have even discussed it. So to have comments be only allowed a day or two before the meeting is...
No, you can submit a written comment at any time. You can also look at the agenda as soon as it's available.
But if you guys discuss something here and people want to comment on it during the comment period, they don't know what you're going to say in order to comment on what's been done on the agenda or what's being done on the agenda. So you guys need to look into that before you start violating people's rights. And then the other thing that I'm sorry, what?
This is revised code of Washington, Denise. This is not our.
Well, there's more than just that. That's part of my problem with these proceedings is you guys get partial information. HB 1329 also addresses these issues. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to argue about it. I said, go read it, please, before you make a decision. And I don't know why you want to argue all the time. So I'm done saying that. The reason I'm on that comment sheet is I want to know why Henry is creeping down my alley all the time. He's going up and down my alley, and there's no reason for him to be creeping around my house. Why is he doing that? He was there today. Henry, why are you creeping
Why?
around my house?
I go around twice a week to see anything.
Why are you
worse or
creeping
not.
around my house
Not
twice a
creeping.
week?
Am I supposed to go fast?
Why are you creeping around my house?
What do you mean creeping?
Guys, we're not going back and forth.
That's it.
Why is he
I'm
at
doing
my
my job.
house? Why is he at my house?
He is up and down every street and every alley.
Have
of
you
every
received any
town.
complaints on my house or my neighborhood? There's no reason for him to come up there unless there's been a
I
complaint.
can't pick out areas.
I don't believe that
I'm
you
not
need to be
discriminating.
driving around everybody's house every 2 weeks. I don't like it. It feels like stalking.
The police
There's-
go down every day.
Oh, they do not.
Okay.
For heaven's
All right,
sakes.
so you're
That's
going-
my,
you're going-
I'm
you're
giving
going
you
to
a formal complaint. It feels
been
like
made.
stalking. I don't want him around my house that often. He can go every 6 weeks around town and get all the information he needs, and then you can take the time to do your letters. Doesn't have to be every 2 weeks. That's ridiculous.
My suggestion.
And I don't need a comment from Rose over there either.
Well, it's-
She's not a council member. She doesn't need to comment to what
she
I'm
has her
saying.
hand up just
She
like
has
you.
just as much right to make a comment as you do.
You were talking about rights over there.
Certainly, go right ahead.
We're back at that. Council?
Okay. I don't see that Fairway was violating any rights orders within RCW 22.30.240. Someone like to make a motion to adopt this procedure.
Please get more information.
We could always go the other way. But I make the motion that we adopt this. Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded for the comment section to be written,
Written testimony.
written testimony. The agendas are posted Fridays through the weekends on the windows at the town hall. So all in favor, say aye,
Aye.
and any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, I make a motion to be adjourned.
I second it.
Okay, moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.